What if the reason your container tomatoes stay small and unproductive is because of a few simple mistakes most gardeners never realize they're making? Many tomato plants grow tall and leafy but produce very little fruit. But with the right container, watering, feeding, and care, even one plant can produce a big harvest of healthy tomatoes. In this video, we'll show you exactly how to grow tomatoes in containers step by step. So without further ado, let's begin. Step 1. Choose the right container size. This is one of the biggest secrets behind a heavy tomato harvest. A small pot may keep a tomato plant alive, but it will not usually give you a strong and productive plant. Bigger containers allow the roots to spread, hold more water, and store more nutrients. For small bush or determinate tomatoes, we should use at least a 5-gallon container. For larger indeterminate tomatoes, which keep growing and producing through the season, a 10-gallon container or bigger is much better. If you want big harvests, do not trap the plant in a tiny pot and then act surprised when it behaves like a prisoner. After container size, we need to talk about something very important. Step 2. Providing good drainage. Tomato roots do not like sitting in soggy soil. If water collects at the bottom of the container, the roots can rot, the leaves can turn yellow, and the plant may stop growing properly. So before planting anything, make sure every tomato container has several drainage holes at the bottom. If your pot has only one small hole, make more holes before planting. Good drainage keeps the roots healthy. And healthy roots are the foundation of a strong tomato plant. Once the container is ready, the next thing to do is to choose the right soil mix. Step 3. Use the right soil mix. Do not fill containers with heavy garden soil because it becomes compacted and drains poorly. Tomato roots need loose, airy soil so they can breathe, grow, and absorb nutrients easily. Remember, before we place the seedling in the pot, we should also add slow-release fertilizer, or a balanced tomato fertilizer. Tomatoes need nitrogen for leaves, phosphorus for roots and flowers, and potassium for fruit, size, flavor, and plant strength. But too much nitrogen can create a large leafy plant with very few tomatoes. Now, here is the step where many beginners make a mistake. Step 4. Choose the right tomato variety. The plant looks green and impressive, but it produces almost no fruit. So, it's very important to choose the right tomato variety. For small balconies and patios, cherry tomatoes and compact bush varieties are excellent. They grow well in containers, produce quickly, and often give more fruit than larger varieties in small spaces. If you are growing tomatoes in limited space, you can try cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, patio tomatoes, Tiny Tim, Tumbling Tom, Sweet Million, and other compact varieties. If you have a large container and strong support, you can also grow wider indeterminate varieties. But for beginners, cherry and bush tomatoes are usually easier and more rewarding. After choosing the variety, we are going to plant the tomato seedling into the soil. Let's watch how. Step 5. Plant the seedling deeply. Remove the lower leaves and berry part of the stem under the soil. Tomato plants can grow roots from the buried stem, which creates a stronger root system. This deeper planting and stronger root system help it absorb more water and nutrients, grow stronger branches, produce more flowers, and carry more fruit. It is a simple trick, but it can make a big difference later in the season. Now, let's move to sunlight. Step 6. Give tomatoes enough sunlight. Tomato plants need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every day. Without enough sun, they become weak, stretched, and less productive. So, if your plant is growing tall but not producing many flowers, we need to check the sunlight. First, more sunlight usually means more energy for flowers, fruit, and sweeter tomatoes. Move the container to the sunniest spot available, such as a balcony, rooftop, patio, terrace, or sunny driveway. In very hot climates, we also need to protect tomatoes from harsh afternoon sun. Morning sunlight is usually best because it is bright but less damaging. During extreme heat, light shade can help prevent stress and flower drop. Next, we are going to focus on watering. One of the most important parts of growing tomatoes in containers. Step 7. Water properly and consistently. Containers dry out faster than garden beds, especially during hot weather. Tomato plants need steady moisture, not flooding one day, and drought the next. For proper watering, we should water deeply until water comes out from the drainage holes. Then wait until the top inch of soil feels dry before watering again. This encourages deeper root growth and prevents weak, shallow roots. If watering is irregular, we may start seeing cracked fruits, dropped flowers, curled leaves, and blossom end rot. Blossom end rot appears as a dark sunken spot at the bottom of the tomato fruit. Now, many people think blossom end rot is only caused by a lack of calcium. Yes, calcium matters. But uneven watering is often the real problem. If soil keeps drying out and then becoming soaked, the plant cannot absorb calcium properly. When watering tomato plants, we should always try to water at the base instead of wetting the leaves. Wet leaves increase the risk of fungal disease. A watering can, drip bottle, or simple drip system can help keep moisture steady. Next, we are going to talk about feeding. Step 8. Feed tomatoes regularly. Container tomatoes need regular nutrition. They depend completely on nutrients inside the pot. Every time you water, some nutrients slowly wash away through the drainage holes. Once the plant starts flowering, we should feed it every 10 to 14 days with tomato fertilizer, or liquid organic feed, compost tea, seaweed extract, fish emulsion, or balanced liquid fertilizer can support healthy growth. As flowers and fruits begin to appear, we need to shift our focus toward fruit production. Fertilizer with good potassium levels helps improve fruit size, flavor, and plant strength. Potassium also helps the plant handle stress better. Now, we are going to add support before the plant becomes too heavy. Step 9. Add strong support. Tomato cages, bamboo stakes, trellises, or strings can all work well. A heavy fruiting plant needs support before it becomes a tangled mess. When tying the plant, we should tie the main stem gently using a soft cloth, garden tape, or twine. Do not tie it tightly because the stem becomes thicker as it grows. Good support keeps branches from breaking and improves airflow. After support, we are going to look at pruning. Step 10. Prune and improve airflow. Remove lower leaves that touch the soil because they can pick up disease. You can also remove some suckers, but removing every sucker is not always necessary. Then, we also need to improve airflow around the plant. If the plant becomes too crowded, moisture stays trapped between the leaves. Removing a few crowded leaves helps sunlight and air reach the inside. And don't forget about pollination. Step 11. Help with pollination. Tomato flowers are self-pollinating, but they still need movement to release pollen. Outdoors, wind and bees usually help with this process. If you are growing tomatoes on a balcony or protected patio, you may need to help with pollination. Gently shake the plant or tap the flower clusters in the morning. This simple step can improve fruit formation. Next, we need to understand how temperature affects fruit production. Step 12. Protect tomatoes from extreme heat. Tomatoes usually set fruit best in warm but not extreme weather. If temperatures become too high, flowers may drop before turning into fruit. During extreme heat, we should keep the soil evenly moist and provide light afternoon shade if needed. Avoid heavy pruning because leaves protect the fruit from sun scald. Now, what about pests? Step 13. Watch for pests and disease. Look under leaves for aphids, whiteflies, mites, and eggs. Early inspection prevents small problems from becoming a full insect parliament. If pests appear, we can spray them off with water or use neem oil or insecticidal soap. Apply sprays in the evening, not under strong sunlight. To avoid leaf burn, after pest control, we also need to prevent disease. Do not overcrowd plants, avoid wetting leaves, remove yellow leaves, and keep fallen leaves. Out of the container, clean plants stay healthier and produce better. Step 14. Harvest regularly. Last but not least, let's talk about harvesting. Pick tomatoes when they are fully colored but still firm. Some varieties can be picked when they first begin changing color and then ripened indoors. When we harvest regularly, we encourage the plant to keep producing more flowers and fruits. If ripe tomatoes stay too long on the plant, pests, birds, cracking, and weather damage become more likely. So what's the real secret? It's consistency. Give the plant strong roots, enough sun, steady water, regular feeding, support pruning, pollination help, pest control, and timely harvesting. With the right care, even one container can produce a surprising amount of healthy, delicious tomatoes.